What's up guys, welcome back to another great episode with Car Talks. Now today we are in the new Range Rover Velar, the 2019 P300 R Dynamic. Now this has got the black styling kit on it, which I think actually looks rather nice. It's got they haven't gone for the black grille, but they've gone for a light grille just to lighten up the car itself. Now we'll have a look round and see what you think. So if I open her up, if you notice, step clips out, wing mirrors pull out, and they give you the handles. One thing I think it lets it down is they should have finished it in the same colour as the paintwork, so it looks just a bit cheap, plasticky, which they do feel. So we've got nice trims on the inside, leather you like. It's got the Meridian sound system in here, which is great. And as you see there, it's got the R Dynamic, and it's got the double screen set up. So we've got the dials up here. We've got this all lights up once the car turns on, both sides. Got the paddle shifts, but once they're off, they just look like two black blobs on the steering, which is kind of strange. Down here we've got the drive settings, so I think that could be a problem. That's one of my cons so far. So if you're trying to, turn, if you're panicking, if you haven't been in the car very long, or if you're a slightly older generation and you suddenly put it into drive or reverse accidentally, you slip, you could end up in a bush or something. So that's another con. Here, the setting, this is all the different, well, it's got a double screen, so that's the sat nav, media, phone, it's all touch screen. Same with this. But as I was playing earlier, if you go onto vehicle and you want the start stop off, it's already set as off, and you're at the traffic lights, you then go to climate to change the fan speed, it's now gone. It's only designated to one screen. I think it's not thought out too well, but that's just my thought process. This, if you're on seats, these dials go from the climate to then the heated seats section. So if you've got it on +3 on the driver's side, then you go to climate or the vehicle, it's then you've got to go back, try and find where you were, where the heated seats are. So it's all kind of a bit long-winded for what it needs to be. I found it better when there was just control buttons, and it just made it a lot more simplistic. So if I turn that off, and then vehicle, these are all the different terrain, so off-roading, woodland, mud, eco mode, etc, etc. I think they work really well in terms of the visibility, but you could get confused of what is for what if you are doing a bit of off-roading. This is the ride height, which works well, but there's a lot there. There's a lot of tech in this car. There's a lot of leather around. If you look, leather looks a little bit cheap, that does. This is leather. It's really nice actually. It's like diamond pleated, which works well with this cream and black, and it's got this chrome strip around the steering wheel. It makes it look very circular. I know it's a steering wheel, it's a stupid thing to say, but I think it's quite a good touch. It sort of blends in well with the black leather and the light leather here. It also works well with these paddle shifts being chrome. But as I said before, it hasn't got any instruments on it until you turn on the car. They just look like two black blobs. Don't know if that's a good thing, in my opinion. Back of the car, it's got the nice leather seats here. It's got the center console. It's got the center armrest, and there's no through passage on this one, but they've got quite a lot of room in the back here, and it gives it a good amount of light with this panoramic screen, although it doesn't quite go back. If you look here, goes sort of just about where my head is. But there's a lot of space in the back here. I feel like I've got a good amount of headroom, me being at my height, 6'2". Another great added feature down here is it's got, moves the electrical seat section on this part of the seat. Good amount of boot space. It's got the double chrome exhaust tips on the back with the black piano, gloss piano, which was really good. It blends in quite well, I think. And then it's also got one of those handy boot buttons. Very smooth. It's got a camera up the back as well, if you notice there. Rear camera, optional extra. And as obviously we know, it's got the Velar P300 S. I think we should go for a spin. It's got 296 horsepower with 400 newton meters of torque. So in real terms, it's got 0 to 60 time of 5.9 seconds, and it does a mile per gallon between 26 to 29. That's with a mixed combination, so whether or not it will get that is another story. Straight away I can feel that it's got a good spatial awareness. I think because of the cream leathering, cream seats and the panoramic roof, it gives a good amount of light out. There's not too many blind spots in here for the size of the car. On the tank I see it's pretty full and it can get, well, it says on here 488 miles. It's probably just over 500 I would imagine. And actually on the tank it says 15.8 to the gallon, but we aren't moving, so, and we're not doing motorway miles, so I would imagine that's part of a mixed combination. I've never driven a Range Rover with a spin, that's a lie. I haven't driven a Range Rover in a while with a spin dial. So foot on the brake, it's got the rear camera and drive. Wow. It's quite light steering actually for the size of the car. It's quite big. It's got a big bonnet. Very big. Let's go. Okay, there's a, oh, it's quite pace, isn't it? Oh, it's quite, feels quite, very similar to the Sport in terms of it's quite docile in terms of its steering, that I can tell so far. Interesting. Okay, the brakes aren't fantastic. Let's turn around, see what the reversing circle is like. Okay, this is weird without having a hand. Okay, good camera, good visibility. I've got to admit, it's actually not that bad. It is quick though, it's quick, quite nippy. I wouldn't say it's lightning fast, but it's a big 4x4. Oh yeah, like this. So this has got a 2-litre turbo engine, 4-cylinder. So you can get the V6, which has a bit more power, but you don't need it in this car. My 3 pros, my 3 cons from this car. So pros, it is very spacious. It's comfortable enough, but it's not so comfortable. The steering wheel is a little bit thin, but you could probably get a thicker one. I hope they do anyway. I like the double screen, but it's not that practical. So my 3 pros are that it's very spatial in here, that it's good light, feels quite a luxurious car. I like how it's a comfortable drive, and its transitioning is smooth through the gears. It's high up, but it's not too high up. Like, I found being in the Range Rover Sport, I felt a lot higher on the road. So that's kind of my pros for this car. My cons, the double screen, I think the top screen works really well because it's just a snap nav and you just generally have that in a normal car, but the secondary screen with just the climate control and all the functionalities there. It's just painful going through each process and trying to, you know, get it to work. If you're wanting to do multiple things, there aren't buttons where you can do that. You have to wait to go through each section to then change back if you've done something wrong, which it can be quite annoying to someone that needs something quite practical and easily usable. Also, I think that the speedo, it looks so as nice and luxurious as the main column is. The speedo, it just looks a little cheap for as much as they've designed the center section. It's a black piano and it looks really nice. This middle section, it just looks a little cheap. Also, the indicator noise is very loud and it's very annoying. So I've only just put on the hazards and that is an annoying noise. I noticed it when I was indicating earlier and I only just realised it, but that is a massive con for me, because as much as it needs to be loud, it's just an irritating noise. So that's my pros and cons, and I hope you like them. Everyone has their own opinion, obviously. That's just mine. Hi guys, thanks for watching another great episode with Car Talks. Now, that's a wrap with the 2019 Range Rover Velar P300 R Dynamic. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know. Now, thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, please click the button here to subscribe. And if you want to watch any more of our content, click up here. All that's left to do is give us a like, and we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the ride.